So Family Search has made a new layout for a person page, and I just wanted to go over some of the things. I have some videos talking about each one of these, I think, previously, but I wanted to show you how the follow works and how to find it, and then where to find your relationship so that you can find your relationship to the person you're working on, and then how to change the language in Family Search if you want to work in a different language, how to do that. So these are showing you how to use them, but also just the difference in the new layout. So I'm going to show you this follow key right here. And you notice it's got a little star right there. And if I click follow, it turns dark. That tells me that I'm following. It tells you up here that you're following this person. Now, what exactly does that mean? It means it's going to notify you if somebody makes a change, adds a source or changes a date, adds a child. Now, you can go to any person and say latest changes, and I have a video on that, and it says show all. And so you can just come to a person and look at that. But if you want to know if somebody's made a change, I had a great-great-grandfather, like 6th or 7th great-grandfather, and at one point in time I came in to look at him, and he had no parents. He was not a sibling to anybody. He was just hanging out there. And I was like, what on earth happened? Because he was very well documented. If I had had this follow on him, I would have been notified right away. I don't even know when it happened. But he had been merged into another, it's George Kephart. And what I had to do is I had to go in and find that merge. I had to document the other George Kephart and put comments in the sources, not sources, in the collaborate. Please do not combine this with the other George Kephart, but I made sure the other George Kephart was very well documented also. I had him with his wife and his children, because this had happened numerous times, but this time it totally took him out of the family, and even his father had disappeared. So it took me a few hours to get it all straightened out. So this follow right here will help notify you right away. Now you say, so what good does that do? Where do I go from here? So up here it says following. So if you want to see, look at something there, I can't remember exactly how it is, but I have gotten notifications. Something comes up, I think I get an email or something so that I know to check. So this shows me all of the people that I have clicked the follow. So my James Skaggs, Samuel Thompson, mostly Thompsons and Skaggs, John Skaggs, John Wesley, anyway, Thompson. Here's my George Kephart. And I have not had any problems since I fixed this up, he and his father. Nobody's made any changes. So that is really good because it kept happening over and over. So James, I can see there's been 10 changes. So I can click here and I can see the person who did it, and it was done on November 20th, 2022, was a relationship here. Parent relationship added. And then a child was merged, Charles Longhunter Skaggs and Charles Skaggs, so those two were merged together. Somebody changed the birth, and so we can see who's made the change. And if you wanted to talk to this person, let's click on this. I hope this person doesn't mind. You can send them a message. Also notice my 8th cousin. Oh, that's interesting. So if I wanted to get hold of him, I could click a message, and you would get the message up here that is going to send a message to him. If you get a little, I think there's a little red dot or something up there that comes when somebody has sent you a message. So you can check for messages. When you've sent something to somebody else, you can check for messages coming into you. So that's what I wanted to show you on follow. That way, if something happens, you can almost immediately, or within a few days, contact the person who made the change if you think it's not the right change, or you can just thank them for making the change if it's a good change. Anyways, I do like this follow. I don't use it a lot, and I don't have a lot of people that I am following. So let me go back here. Click back. So let's say you decide, I really don't want to follow that person anymore. It doesn't matter. I think everything's right, and I don't think people are going to make changes. Then you just click it, and it says you are no longer following it, and your little star has changed. So that's all there is to the follow, and hopefully that was helpful to somebody. All right next to this follow, you see view relationship. I just wanted to point this out. It has moved on the previous version. Let's see, it was over here, view my relationship, and I actually have another video on this. I'll just, on the new layout, I wanted to show you where it was, and I'll just show you really quickly again how this works. So you click view your relationship, and it tells you right up here, my fourth great grandfather. And so this happens to be one of my great grandfathers. So let's go back here, and we'll try going to his second wife. And I would imagine, let's see if if it shows any relationship. Oh, wife of my second great grandfather. Okay, so it does show you that. But there's been times when I've been working on somebody and I'm like, oh, where am I at? And I will click on it and it will say no relationship found. And that means I'm way off on a sideline. I've gone to somebody's wife and maybe gone back on their line, and it won't go up and down different lines. And funny thing is, I was helping my husband. I was doing some research helping him. And he said, I said, how are you related to this person? He goes, oh, I don't remember. So we clicked on it, view my relationship. I was on my account. And it showed how I was related to her, not how he was related. I thought it would show that I was his spouse and go back on his line. But it will take, I guess, the closest, or if you're on, if he pulled it up, maybe it would show on his how he's related. But in that case, it showed that I was related to this lady that I was looking at. So anyways, that's kind of fun to check how you're related to somebody if you're not sure when you're working on it how you are, or if you're not sure how far up the line it is, you can click that and it will tell you how you're related to that person. Okay, one other thing that I want to show you with this change here, this used to be at the bottom, and again I think I have another video where I showed how to change the language. But now it is up here. You just click here and you can select the language that you want. And I want to keep it in English. And then you would say apply. So if I changed it to Spanish, I would think they would have Spanish. I don't see Spanish. Maybe I have to go farther down. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. Portuguese, well, let's just click there. See, I would say apply. I'm going to go back to English because that's where I want to do it, or say cancel. Anyways, that's how you change the language if you're working on this. Let me see if it's still down here on the bottom. It used to be down here. English, yes. So you can do it at the top or the bottom. And anyways, that's one of the changes that I noticed, is that it's now available up here. Happy hunting!